What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be going over the Miami Dolphins tight end room before we get into training camp. Just like I've done with the wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks at this point. So, I've already explained what the undrafted free agent means. So, like with Mike Gesicki, if we don't re-sign him after 2022, as you can see, he signed the franchise tag. He will be a undrafted free agent. I mean, not undrafted, unrestricted free agent rather, where he is free to sign with anybody who wants him. And the reason why it's blue is because it is a franchise tag. So not a whole lot to explain with the tight end room. Not a whole lot of weird contract stuff going on. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I think the only two tight ends that are safe to make the roster are Mike Gesicki and Hunter Long. I think those two are probably the most likely. Hunter Long is the one we have for the longest. So I'd like to see him develop, and I want to see what Mike McDaniel can do with him. I think he can be a pretty good player. I think he's a pretty good balanced tight end. And Mike Gesicki, like I said, we just franchise tagged him. So at the very least, we have him for this year. Whether we keep him moving forward, I don't know. But after that, things get weird. I think Adam Shaheen is probably our best blocking tight end. But we don't have... He's the only tight end besides Gesicki that we don't have signed for next year. So he could end up getting released. I'm not really big on Ethan Carter too much. Durham Smythe I like. He's a pretty good blocker, and he's also pretty good for yak. So I would like to try to hang on to him. The issue is, I think all of these guys are probably too good to put on the practice squad without losing them. Maybe Ethan Carter. I think we did put him on the practice squad last year a few times. So we could probably put him there if need be. But if we're going to be carrying a fullback, I don't really want to keep more than 3 tight ends, to be quite honest with you, like on the active roster. So that's Gesicki, probably Hunter Long, and then one more of them. Like I said, I think Adam Shaheen is probably our best blocking tight end on the team, but I think because we don't have him next year, I think there is a legitimate chance that we end up just releasing him. And maybe we put Ethan Carter on practice squad. We might... Adam Shaheen might be able to survive on the practice squad, but I think he's too good for that. I think we put Ethan Carter on practice squad and then let Adam Shaheen and Durham Smythe just fight it out in preseason and training camp, I guess. Because I do think that Smythe is a solid blocker and gives you a little bit more in the receiving game. He's not going to make the big-time contested catches that Gesicki does, but what Durham Smythe is good at is, you just get him the ball and he'll just big man you and get yak that way, just kind of run people over. And to be fair, Mike McDaniel might be able to do some creative things with that. So, with that being said, that would make a little bit of sense for him to make the team. But we're also planning on running the ball a lot, so having our best blocking tight end on the team also makes sense. This tight end room is a pretty tight one. It's very strange because Mike Gesicki is very clearly the best, like the most talented of the group, and is the best receiver among them. But he's also probably the worst blocker. Hunter Long and Durham Smythe are more balanced, and Hunter Long we have long-term implications with, so I assume he'll probably make the team, like I said. But beyond that, it's really hard to say. Like I said, I think you can put Ethan Carter on the practice squad and probably not lose him. And if we do, so be it. But I think if you put Durham Smythe or Adam Shaheen on practice squad, someone's probably going to snatch him. Yeah. It really depends. Like if Mike McDaniel thinks that he can do some things with that big man yards after catch skills that Durham Smythe has, then I can see the value of keeping him around. But if not, I think Adam Shaheen makes a lot of sense because he is a solid receiving tight end. He's just not as good as any of the others. I think Adam Shaheen is the best blocker, but the worst receiver out of this group, besides maybe Carter. Carter, I'd be kind of fine with just releasing. But again, I think this is going to be a pretty tight end heavy offense. So if we want to put him on practice squad, I'm okay with that. Just have another one available to us. Man, but yeah, I think Adam and Durham are probably just going to have to fight for it. And Smythe does have the advantage of having, another year under contract. But at the same time, he does get a little bit more expensive after this, but I don't think it really matters that much. Yeah, this is a tight one. Like I said, I definitely want to keep Gesicki because I want to see how he works out with this offense. And even if he isn't a blocking tight end, like very good at that, with his receiving ability and his ability to, just go up and get a catch, if Mike McDaniel can't find ways to use Mike Gesicki, then he is not the offensive guru that we think he is. Like, it just is what it is. If he can't find a way to use Mike Gesicki in a positive way. So him and, like I said, Hunter Long, we just drafted last year. I think those two should be very safe to make the team. But after that, it's a dogfight for that third spot. Now, if we're carrying 4 tight ends, again, I'm booting Ethan Carter out, and I'm keeping Shaheen and Smythe. But, it's a good problem to have, though. Because it's a good thing to have, the fact that we actually have several tight ends that we feel good about. It's much better than the alternative, So, anyway. That's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.